Amazing host leading the ride. Power to the people we shine. Giving fans what they need. Caribbean spirit, let's succeed. Every show with a good deed. Together we plant the seed. Ride along, join the dance, let's sing the song. From island to island strong, with the host we belong. Energy high, heart so bright. Tune in, feel the light. Global love taking flight. Every ride is shared delight. Making waves across the sea. Love and joy with such ease. Ride along, join the dance, let's sing the song. From island to island strong, with the host we belong. Energy high, heart so bright. Tune in, feel the light. Global love taking flight. Every ride is shared delight. Making waves across the sea. Love and joy in the breeze. Ride along live if you please. Bringing hope with such ease. Ride along, join the dance, let's sing the song. From island to island strong, with the host we belong.
Looking for the ultimate island experience? Hop on the Ride Tuk Tuk Rum Punch Tour and explore Grenada like never before. Feel the tropical breeze, sip on authentic Caribbean rum punch, and cruise through Grenada's stunning scenery in our unique and fun tuk-tuks. It's the perfect blend of adventure and island flavor. Book your unforgettable tour now at ride.gd or call 473-422-1011. Don't just see Grenada, experience it with Ride Tuk Tuk Rum Punch Tours today.
It's time to do better. Beacon's Be Better Group Health Plan now offers new and improved options that make health insurance affordable for small to medium businesses. Good medical cover gives you a competitive edge and takes care of the people that take care of your business. Get a better plan to build a better business. Call Beacon or log on to beacon.co.tt for more info today.
Right along live, welcome to the live. Welcome to Monday on the Ride. Yeah. Happy am I to be in the air chair. Nice. Everybody tag somebody. At followers, everybody. Yes. I wanted to start a little bit earlier today because we have a lot to talk about. Let's put it like that. It'll be a long show. It'll be a long pants. Yeah, long pants. Put on all your braces. Huh? We're going to talk a little bit. How are you doing, ladies and gentlemen, riders? I missed you guys last week. I had a very important meeting on Thursday, so it was not on Thursday. And Friday happened to be a time that I had a major family gathering, so that didn't happen on Friday either. So whenever this long weekends happen without you, I missed you guys a lot. So I really was excited to come back on today because, you know, the love is real. It's from the heart, right? Okay, so everybody tag somebody. In fact, I want you guys to do this for me, right? Do this for me. If you're first timer to the program, this is what I want everybody to do. Just go to the program and type at followers. I'll do it myself. At followers. Boom. Just did it. And when you add followers, Cassandra, how are you doing? When you add followers, you give everyone that follow you an opportunity or a notification to watch the program. All right. So, Nisha, you reach. Nice. Cindy, thank you so much. Yeah, give everyone an opportunity to get notified that we're live, right? because I think today's program might interest a lot of people. I mean, I don't know why. Every program that we do is built the same way, have all the elements of a great show. So I don't know why today's program in particular had people calling me at 4 o'clock asking me, why are we not on yet? I have to say, well, we're not on at 4. We're on at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So where I'm at is 5 minutes to 6. If you're in Grenada, it's 5 minutes to 7. But I am not late. Right? That is the time. So I decided to start a little bit earlier because, as I said earlier, that it's why we haven't played Right Trivia Spoil Child. We'll be back this Friday. So I wanted to start earlier to give you guys a little bit of a disclaimer. That might take a little while, but I don't want to take away your time. Okay, it's important. So today's program, we're going to be chatting with, some might say, controversial figure, Kennedy Budhlall. Kennedy Budhlall is known in the Grenada political landscape. He is someone who many know from being part of the revolution. Some people that you speak to right now, they might say that he played a key role in the overthrow, in the planning of the revolution, the planning and execution of the revolution. Kennedy Budhlall was also known as, was the first lieutenant, right, in the army. And after a period of time, Kennedy Budhlall fell out of grace with Maurice Bishop. So the idea was, going in, he was a part of the mechanics of orchestrating the overthrow of Eric Gary. And when the young people that hear about these names, they're thinking that's history. That's like Grenadian history before any history started to write. Now, Kennedy Budhlall is you could say, someone who is living to tell the story of the revolution, of the relationship with Maurice Bishop, the relationship and the happenings at the time with Eric Matthew Gary, what transpired. But what is significant about Kennedy's position today is that he is somehow still involved in the political landscape that may determine possibly the next leader of another major political party here in Grenada. So the disclaimer I was telling you guys about, I have to read it because it is very important. Now, the views and opinion expressed by the guests on tonight's program, particularly on the sensitive topics, are solely those of the guests and do not reflect the views, opinion, or policies of Ride Along Live, its management, or its affiliate. Ride Along Live is committed to providing a platform to open dialogue while maintaining neutrality on the opinion shared by guests. We encourage viewers to approach all discussion with an open mind and reflect and respect for a different perspective. And we thank you for your support and viewing Ride Along Live. It's important because it is so sensitive of the information that may be discussed here on the program that we as a platform need to protect ourselves, right? So you guys would understand. So that's why I started a little bit earlier to clear that up. All right, good. All right. Okay, so if you guys are ready to hear Kennedy Budhlall, I see everybody tagging. Everybody didn't tag. Okay, let's go, guys. I ain't gonna keep you guys up any further, any longer. I promise to give you guys the full extent of the program to hear from Mr. Kennedy Budhlall. So let's go right ahead and bring in the man himself, controversial figure, Kennedy Budhlall, on the platform. Kennedy, how are you?
Fine, man. How are you doing?
Kennedy, we have history. We have history, Kennedy. This is actually not the first time we had conversations on this platform. We did so about 4 years ago. Do you remember that?
I think so. I think so.
Yeah, we were speaking about the revolution. We were speaking about
Oh,
your involvement during the time. We were speaking about the history. We were speaking about the relationship. We were speaking about Tivoli and the role
oh yes,
Tivoli played during the
yes.
revolution. And you and Mr. Dennis Charles was on, and we just kind of get a real historical view of that time frame. So we have a lot of history. So this is not the first time we are sitting here and conversating. And we did plan to have a conversation, something similar last week or so, but you was a no-show.
I want to apologize. I want to apologize because it seems as though that I took all my friends, my family by storm, and they all was shocked. And I don't know what is the panic all about. KB going on Ride Along show, it seems as though everybody panicking. They
Yeah.
feel I'm going to go rogue. But I promise my kids, call me from the army in England, Dad, be careful. You're going on Ride Along. Don't go rogue. I promised him, no, I will not go rogue. I promised my wife I will not go rogue. I promised all my fans, even my friend Peter David, he said, KB, don't go rogue. I said, no, I will be civil. And I promised them I will be civil this evening.
Okay. Well, we're not a rogue platform, Kennedy. I think it's a misconception that Ride Along goes rogue. I think it's a misconception. People think that, it's that. But we give everyone the respect on the platform, no matter what political affiliation, no matter where your ideology lies. I'm a very respectful person in terms of the engaging. So we don't expect you to go rogue or go out of character. So let's go right into it, Kennedy. As I said earlier, you are one of the 5 very rare members that could associate themselves with the NNP dating back to many, many years ago. We're talking about you, Larry Joseph, Prescott Swan, Gregory Bowen. You were in the trenches of the NNP, and we're going to talk about that and get up to speed with that. But something went astray. Something went south a little bit, right? And even before we get into that, I want to go into the question of during the revolution, you were accused of being involved in the murder of Innocent Belma. That was something that I heard about. I didn't get the full facts of it. Can you address these allegations and clarify the role that you played during that period?
Right along, Grenada is a country of laws. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
There was no doubt I was charged. Now, if the judge said, KB, you are innocent, the juror said, KB, you are innocent, why other people must question, think otherwise? Grenada is a country of laws. You understand? So that is why this thing don't bother me anymore. You understand? People have right to their opinion. You understand? I won't charge your opinion, but I want to remind them, Grenada is a country of laws. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
The judge say KB you innocent, the juror say innocent, and I stick with that. I walk the street with my head high in the air, with nothing on my conscience. That's all I have to say about it.
Right. No explanation on the rule. Because I guess it's a great historical lesson, because a lot of kids might be also watching this program. And they heard about Innocent Belma, they heard about the tragedy, they heard about the bloodless coup, they heard about Kennedy Budhlall, but not clear on the role you played during that time. Although the judge said what the final decision was, but what role did you play, if you care? It's years after, nothing could happen after this point in time, just for clarification purposes on your role at that point in time.
Well, I was arrested and charged, you know, sir, but I was proven innocent in the court. So I'm a free man, I'm an innocent man. There is no blood on my hand. So I didn't play any role in what happened to Innocent Belma. I was not part of it. People may think otherwise, that is them. They're entitled to their own opinion. But as far as I'm concerned, and as far as the court is concerned, the laws of Grenada, I'm an innocent man.
Okay. And what do you say to those who label you as controversial, a controversial figure because of your action or inaction or non-action during the revolution?
Well, I don't know why they label me a controversial person, because it seems as though I always challenge the authority whenever they deviate from the correct path.
Mhm.
Understand? I think that is where the controversial, labeling comes in. You understand? Because you challenge Eric Matthew government, right? You for the revolution, then you challenge the leadership of the New Deal movement. You understand? Again, you join Hubert Blaze Party, you challenge the leadership of Hubert Blaze Party. Then you go along with Kip Mitchell, you challenge the leadership of Kip Mitchell. You go again to NDC, you challenge the leadership of NDC, you back to Kip Mitchell, and then you challenge the leadership of Kip Mitchell. People have right to say you're controversial because you're always challenging the authority when, in your opinion, they're deviating from the correct path. That is why I think the longest I remain in any political party is in NND. I don't remain long because I'm quick to challenge the authority whenever they deviate from the correct path. I don't sign no contract with NNP to die in NNP or sign contract with the NDC to die in NDC. Once they deviate from the correct path, I will move out and challenge the authority. That's who I am. Right. So if they want to label me controversial because of that, permission granted.
Right, right. We just have a lot of time to speak about your time in NNP because, as you rightfully said, you are part of the overthrow of Gary. Then you fell out of grace with Bishop. Then you joined the NNP. Then you joined the NDC, and you are now affiliated with the NNP. Peter David, in particular, you pushing his agenda. But I want to go back. We're going to talk about all of that stuff. I want to go back a little bit and find out about your involvement. Tell us about Kennedy Budhlall during the revolution. What role did you play in the overthrow of Gary? We're going to have ample time to speak about all of this stuff going forward. Kennedy Budhlall and the overthrow and the role at that particular time.
I didn't prepare for that, question,
Okay.
but
Okay.
I wouldn't shy from it.
Okay.
You left school and all the young, aspiring revolutionaries, wants to be involved in the front line of the revolution. It happened that I was one of the key figure in the St. Andrews area. And when the leaders of the revolution decide to move on Gary, I was part and parcel of that group. Now, one may ask why the leaders of the revolution move on Gary at that particular time. Now, it was rumored that Gary left orders to wipe out the entire New Jewel movement.
Right.
You understand? Because he left this country and he wanted to wipe out Bishop, Code, and all these other people. But this was false. You understand? The real reason why the leaders of the revolution move on Gary. Both my friend Chester Humphrey and Jim O'Reilly was arrested in the United States of America, allegedly to shipping guns in a barrel of grease to Grenada. What happened? The FBI were in Grenada and they trailed the grease and the guns to Bishop down here, Bishop and Code.
Yes.
So they were convinced Gary was going to extradite them to the United States of America to face trial with Jim Waterley and Chester Humphrey. So they panic. So they decide to move on Gary before Gary allowed the extradition treaty to take effect. You understand?
Right.
So, but the leaders of the revolution, they were very, very good on propaganda. They convinced the nation that Gary left orders to wipe out the entire New Jewel movement. Now, the reason why it was easy for the public to be so gullible and accept their reasoning is because of Uncle Gary autocratic rule and his criminal element he associated with. Now, what Gary did was to hire bad secret police to beat his political opponents. You understand? By behaving like that, he handed over the moral high ground to the leaders of the revolution. So when they sent out that lies and that propaganda against Gary, it was easy for the public to believe what they see. But in truth and in fact, Bishop and Code moved on Gary to save the skin, to prevent Gary from extraditing them to the United States to face trial. So they decided they have to move on Gary, and they choose two targets. You understand? The two targets, the Green Beast, and Gary have to be exterminated once and for all in Therese. So that was the plan. But what happened? Gary left before that plan was put into place. He left the Thursday. So the leaders of the revolution moved, overtook Gary, took over the Green Beast barracks, and March 13 was born. But to say Gary had planned to wipe out the entire leadership of the New Jewel movement, that was false. It was their propaganda. The leaders of the revolution tried to save their own skin because they were afraid of being extradited to the United States of America. In a nutshell, that is how it's done.
In a nutshell. Okay. Thanks for that history there, because there's always connection that we need to make in our history, and oftentimes part of the history get missed. So I'm happy that you cleared that up. Let's talk about your involvement now with the New National Party. When did you become involved with that political organization?
See, I joined the New National Party when Dr. Mitchell and Francis Alexis, get involved. I love Dr. Francis Alexis, and then I developed a relationship with Dr. Kit Mitchell. After Francis Alexis and Brizan and others left the party, I developed a close relationship with Dr. Mitchell. And Dr. Mitchell was really, really, the excited figure in the NNP. Everybody had loved him because he performed so well as a Minister of Works. So we start selling the idea to people. If Dr. Mitchell could do so well in the Ministry of Works, could you imagine what he will do for this country if he became the Prime Minister of this country? So we start selling the idea for Dr. Mitchell should be the next leader. You understand? Well, Dr. Mitchell himself take the bait, and we start organizing for him to be the next leader of this country. We had me and Dr. Mitchell and others, we had several meetings in his home, in Sokaboka home, in Winston White home, and so on. So we are planning to make sure we have enough delegates in the upcoming convention. The final meeting took place in Winston White House in Gulf Coast. When Dr. Mitchell turned and he asked me, KB, we going for it? I said, Dr. Mitchell, based on delegate counts, we're leading Blaze by about 60 votes. We're going for it. So we say, all right, the morning of the convention, Howard Blaze turned to Dr. Mitchell and asked him, what position you going for? So Dr. Mitchell said, no, you asking me that? The people will decide. But what happened? Blaze couldn't imagine that Dr. Mitchell didn't have that decent courtesy to write to the party before and say interested in leadership, or even mention it to him. So although people was telling him about Blaze, look, Dr. Mitchell will go for the leadership. You understand? He still didn't believe, because he feel Dr. Mitchell could have told him so, or at least have the decent courtesy to write to the party.
Right.
So on the floor, Dr. Mitchell was elected leader. Blaze was furious. He turned around and he kicked us out of his office. We used to hold executive meeting in his office, he kicked us out. And he fired everybody he knew associated with Kit Mitchell. He fired Larry Joseph. Larry cried. He fired Gabriel Bowie. He fired Prescott Swan. He fired Kennedy Budhlall. He fired my brother Buck, who used to work in the mission in America. He fired Carpire. Anybody Blaze suspect, support Dr. Mitchell, he fired him. This is interesting. Today, Dr. Mitchell said he is leaving. Peter David applied for the leadership. That's the only crime he committed. He applied for the leadership. And Dr. Mitchell will turn in wrong now and marginalize, ostracize, victimize, and turn in Dracula on anybody he knew supporting Peter David. Now, I mean, right along, politics could be that brutal, why? Just imagine, when Ben Jones' girlfriend, Shirley, heard I was supporting Dr. Mitchell, she came to me and she said, KBU is a traitor. She called me traitor. I go and report her to Dr. Mitchell. Colonel Glenn Mignon, who used to be chief security for Howard Blaze, he came to me and he said, KBU is a traitor to leave Uncle Ben and Blaze go supporting Kit Mitchell. I go and report them to Dr. Mitchell. They call me traitor. You understand? Today, I just can't imagine how Dr. Mitchell could do the same thing to people. What Blaze did to us for supporting him, it is mind-boggling. It's frightening. And Dr. Mitchell say, people want to hijack the party. I tell Prescott Son, I say, boy, you sure it's not me and you, the man throwing words give, right?
Because you guys were the one who hijacked the party.
But it's we that did it behind Blaze back. That's my problem. Because Dr. Mitchell didn't write no party and informing them that he want the leadership, or he tell Blaze. As compared to Peter David, who openly said, Dr. Mitchell said, I'm not going back, I'll write the party. Because I said to Peter, democracy cannot take place below bed or in dark night, you know, but in broad daylight and based on information. Democracy cannot exist without information. They must know. You must tell them. You understand? Don't do it behind the back. So when Dr. Mitchell talk about people want to hijack the party, I say Prescott is like a chewing words us, because it's we who hijack the party from Blaze with him. So I don't understand what is his cry. You understand? This thing is mind-boggling and puzzling. So I don't, right now, is very, puzzling why Dr. Mitchell behaving in that emotional and arrogant way towards Peter David. Because
Kennedy, let me ask you about
that.
Someone brought this to my attention. And before you go on with the thought, I just want to jog it a bit, because you mentioned Ben Jones, right? And the reports that I heard that you were a fixer for Dr. Mitchell. And during the delegate, I can't remember which particular convention it was, you basically knew the amount of delegate count that Ben Jones had prior to the convention. Like, you could have put that together. So someone accused you of somehow cooking up or knowing these information far before the information before it actually hit, before the vote actually came in. Were you a fixer for Dr. Mitchell in those regards, in cooking up delegates?
I had access to different constituencies where Dr. Mitchell really didn't have the authority to go. Dr. Mitchell couldn't go in Ben Jones' constituency and engage people. You understand? He had to seek permission from Ben Jones. But because the work I was doing as, in charge of Eastern Main Road, I could have gone to Ben Jones' constituency, fix road for Ben Jones, at the same time recruit delegates for Dr. Mitchell. You understand? It wasn't a lot, but I was able to get Alnick Roberts, Avis Wells, and other people on board for Dr. Mitchell. For instance, in Northwest, the only delegate we get there was Delma Thomas for Fitzroy Charles to vote for Dr. Mitchell, because Orrin Walker and all of them was saying, no way we should support Dr. Mitchell. He just come into the party and Ben Jones should go and bat before him. How come he just come and he want to bat before Ben Jones? You understand? But we were telling them, hey, it is the party choice and the party must make that call. Now, if that call was Hubert Blaze's call, he was going to call Ben Jones. But it was not Hubert Blaze's call. It was the party call. That is why I kind of upset with Dr. Mitchell when he's trying to make the call, because it's supposed to be the party call. He just cannot decide who should be the leader. I could speak to that because I was in the trenches with him. Prescott could speak to that. Prescott was in the trenches with him, like Larry Joseph and Georgie Boyd. We could speak to that. We were in trenches with him. So we never gave Dr. Mitchell that leadership or support him to become leader, so he could run NNP like a private property or a kitchen garden. And when he's ready to leave, wield it for his concubines and his friend. That was not the intention at all. Dr. Mitchell's so wrong. It was the party call when we elect him as leader, so it should be the party call now, not his call. Because I said before, if it was Hubert Blaze's call, Hubert was going to call Ben Jones, not him, because the elite, the GNP elite inside the NNP never wanted him. Maybe CP on them never wanted him. Is we in the party realized Dr. Mitchell was going to make a brilliant political leader. So we went for him. And to be honest, he never disappointed us. He was undoubtedly a good leader. He reached a stage now where, in our opinion, he should exit in a dignified way, and he chose to do otherwise. But we have no hatred for Dr. Mitchell, We upset of his behavior, and we upset of how he handling the transition going forward.
So specifically, you have been a loyal member of the NNP for many, many years. So what really led to your difference with Dr. Mitchell and the party leadership?
I always have a sweet, sour relationship with Dr. Mitchell. But autocratic leaders like Dr. Mitchell, Gary, and Bishop and them, that could only survive only for a time. At some time, people will move away from that kind of leadership. And over the years, both Dr. Mitchell, Gary, and Bishop, these guys developed unlimited capacity for political power and get drunk with the illusion of invincibility. So they feel they could do anything and get away, say anything and get away, behave anyhow and get away. Look at Eric Matthew Gary. He convinced if he hired secret police to beat people, he could get away with it. Bishop convinced if he jailed 3,012 political detainees, put 150 rastas in a campaign over newspaper, ban every political party, suspend the constitution and rule by decree, he could still get away with it. Look at Kit Mitchell's behavior. He feel he could do anything and get away with it because they feel invincible. And they forget the most important thing right around. They are human beings capable of making mistakes. That is why all of them self-destruct. And no one could have protected them against themselves. You think anybody could have protected Uncle Gary against himself? You think anybody could have protected Bishop and Cole against himself? I don't know if anybody could protect Dr. Mitchell against himself. Because all of them cultivate that fear to power in the party. where people are afraid to tell them the truth. And look at how they end up. All Gary had around him is praisers and flatterers. All Bishop had around him at a certain point in time is praisers and flatterers. Look at Dr. Mitchell today. Most people around Dr. Mitchell is praisers and flatterers, not people who could tell them the truth or face reality of the situation. That is why all these three so-called charismatic leaders self-destruct. Nothing you could do to protect them against themselves because they all will feel invincible. They develop that unlimited capacity for power and get drunk with delusion of invincibility. Nothing you could do to help them. Nothing anybody could have do to help Uncle Gary. I remember when Pharaoh Nayak was concerned with Morris Bishop behavior. And he went to Morris and he said, Morris, this thing you're doing by jailing all these people without charge and trial will have serious political repercussion. Why you have to jail Dr. Japal? Why you have to jail Kenny Lal Singh? And Bishop get upset and he say, Pharaoh, if you continue to come here and make unreasonable demand, I will be unable to stop the security force from detaining you. Pharaoh Nayak pee pants in front of Bishop, peace down the road, almost faint. He never believed that would come from Morris Bishop mouth. But you cannot protect them against themselves. Once you tell them the truth, they get vexed with you. Most people, when they meet me, say, KB boy, I really don't like Dr. Mitchell's behavior and I don't like how he gets in there. I say, well, go and tell him. And they say, me for you to vex with me? But that is the problem. You can't tell them the truth because they always feel them alone have the answer. Them alone could fix the thing. No one else. That is the problem with this so-called autocratic leader. You understand? That is why you feel a lot of young people would not accept unilateralism anymore. They'll go for something else. You know, and Dr. Mitchell's biggest problem, he had cultivate relationship with the first generation of NNP, and he failed to cultivate relationship with the second generation NNP. So he had no connection with the NNP children. Parents going so, children going so. You understand? What he did, he tried to run the party and run the government. Micromanage the party, micromanage the government. Well, one must suffer. The one suffer most was the party. The government did well, but it failed the party. If you look at it now, NNP cannot attract the younger generation unless they change the strategy. The dynamics of the politics change in this country, and they have to understand that. They have to understand the dynamics of the politics change. You cannot, it's not business as usual. And unless NNP reform and have policy that will attract the young people, they will remain in the political doghouse for a long time. Because right around 65% of the electorate is 35 and under. So you must speak to them, you must communicate with them. You must have programs that will attract them to feel, for them to feel part of it. And NNP failed. Dr. Mitchell.
Have you articulated your dissatisfaction of the rule of the NNP to Dr. Mitchell personally? Have you spoken to him about those things that you're telling us about?
Well, we always have a sweet sour relation. I used to be on radio, and there is then attempting to air my views. And most time, I will be stifled. For instance.
How you mean? How you mean stifled?
Well, let me give you the story.
Yeah.
For instance, my friend Andre Della will approach me and say, KB, let me tell you something. You see this radio station? I am the owner of that radio station. I control the narrative on the radio station. You're not allowed to criticize Dr. Mitchell on the radio station. You're not allowed to criticize NNP on the radio station. You're not allowed to discuss anything the way forward about convention on the radio station, and so on and so on. So I understand. So I know where I could remain in that environment. I had to move. And very rare, anybody within that circle who dissatisfied, you go to Dr. Mitchell and express any kind of dissatisfaction, you get marginalized, you get ostracized. What happened now is a reflect of what happened in the last election. NNP campaign with the eye closed. They will see a house and they say, okay, that's an NNP house. And in their mind, they feel everybody in that house supporting NNP, but they know the children gone one way and the parents gone another way because the campaign with the eye closed. You know, they believe every house is, everyone in the house is NNP house. And up to now, they cannot address that problem, and they don't intend addressing the problem. Look at the outlook of NNP today. Look at the kind of people who attend meeting. Compare the people who attend the NDC meeting. Look at it, different. The age group different. They have to reform, and Dr. Mitchell have to come to terms with, hey, I had enough. It's time to take an honorable exit, because his character is too strong to remain in NNP. Once he remains in NNP, he will have problem with other emerging leaders. His character is too strong. His personality too strong. He has to move out. What we expect Dr. Mitchell to do is to move out, stand above the fray. Let MMP complain to you. Let Peter David complain to you. And avoid taking side. Once Dr. Mitchell takes side, his problem, cliquism will develop in this party and split it right down the center. It will be the worst blunder of his political career, because he's going to leave a fractured party. He's going to leave a party in chaos and confusion. And he's going to only please his detractors, who always saying Dr. Mitchell is an overrated leader. You understand? Your leader is how you get out of a crisis, not how you get in. When you get out, the situation is worse than when you get in. That indictment is on you. He, right now, Dr. Mitchell should never be involved in fighting Peter David, in fighting to support Emlyn Pierre, because he's supposed to stand above the fray. Live with dignity. Don't leave the party in chaos and confusion. And you see NNP, because that must happen to people like Dr. Mitchell. He deliberately cultivates a dependency syndrome and a personality cult in his party, where everything rotates around him. So when Dr. Mitchell popularity rise, the party popularity rise. But what happens when the popularity go down? His whole party popularity go down, and in which a stage now it's difficult for his popularity to go up. His popularity could only go down. As long as he remain at the top of the decision-making process in the party, NNP will always be in trouble. Now look, he handpicking Sister Emlyn Pierre. I have nothing against Sister Emlyn Pierre, because she's one of our most brilliant, spokesperson in the party. But it's like you learning Emlyn Pierre the party to take it back later, because it seems as though he have to win for her. She don't have what it takes to win for herself. So he got to always hold her at ransom, different from Peter. Let's suppose Peter emerged as leader in the convention. Kit Mitchell don't have no party to get back. But if Emlyn Pierre emerged and down the road he is dissatisfied with his performance, he could take it back because he winning for her. Same thing like Howard Blaze. Howard Blaze couldn't go back and ask Kit Mitchell for no party. Kit Mitchell defeated. You understand the problem with Dr. Mitchell and Peter David? Let me tell you. I convinced Kit Mitchell will hate that and Peter David, because Peter is a credible alternative to Dr. Mitchell, and Peter stand in his way. That is the Dr. Mitchell biggest problem. He really wanted to make a political comeback, but the Peter David stand in his way. Without Peter David, it was easy for the NNP to say, watch, yeah, nobody, best we call back Dr. Mitchell. But once Peter David is around, it's difficult for him to make a political comeback, because Peter is a credible alternative to him. And as we said, I'll be asking ourselves, why Dr. Mitchell keep going after Peter David? No, Dr. Mitchell went in Peter David home, begged the man to come and join the New National Party, begged the man. Even before Peter David become a member of the party, Dr. Mitchell sent down Venezuela to source funding for his party. Peter David came back with $28 million and put in Kit Mitchell's hand from Alba. Every major hotel in the country, those in Livera, the $2 billion, Peter came with that investor. The 2 hotels in St. David's, Peter came with the investor. He and his friend, Silverstone. The owner of Silverstone will tell you that. The role Peter made. Every election, Peter David will get over $1 million and put in Kit Mitchell's hand for his campaign. He went twice for you. He paid his dues. He never disrespect you. Today you're telling the man he can't ride in the front of the bus. He had to go in the back. How unfair Dr. Mitchell could be. How unfair. That is my problem with Dr. Mitchell. I disagree with him going forward. The way he handled the transition going forward. I really disagree with him. I don't have no hatred for him. But I disagree. That's what I tell you. We always have a sweet sour relation. I visited Dr. Mitchell about 3 times at his home after the election. So I watch him in the eye and say, Doc, you're going back? No, KB, I ain't going back, I say, right, you say you're not going back. When we turn around, it's only Peter David we see. No, he don't show no leadership. And that's something to tell you. If all you go and vote him for leader in the convention, Kit Mitchell would not be on his platform. Say, well, that's so unfair. He always on the platform. He always, assist you in campaign, finding funding for you. And why that hostility now? What make it bad and embarrassing is Dr. Mitchell's behavior towards Peter in this convention, of this upcoming convention. Do you know Dr. Mitchell appoint political leads in certain constituencies and ask them to report directly to him, bypassing Roland Budhlall, who is the general secretary, who is responsible for the organization, the structure of the party, who's supposed to be the umpire to make sure people go along with the constitution of the party. Dr. Mitchell stripped Budhlall of that position. And Budhlall said nothing, and people like Waljan will report directly to Dr. Mitchell. Bello directly to Dr. Mitchell. My friend BJ, and leave Budhlall out of the process. You understand? So when the gerrymandering start during the General Council, and Prescott Swan and others get upset because Prescott Swan is the deputy political leader, and the constituency meeting usually held at his home, he get upset. So he wrote the party a letter complaining of the violation of the constitution. Budhlall read that letter to Dr. Mitchell, and Dr. Mitchell insists that letter should not read to the executive, and they hide it from the public. St. Patrick West had the same problem where the gerrymandering was taking place, where Bello will go in a corner by himself alone, refuse to engage Jelani Glynn, who is the chairman of the constituency branch, who is the deputy political leader, go in a corner by himself alone and handpicking delegates to go to General Council and Convention and selecting only people they know who is supporting Dr. Mitchell. So they complain, they say, no, we have a constituency branch executive, you have a deputy political lead. We're supposed to inform, you're supposed to inform us, we're supposed to do this thing together. Bello say, look, man, I acting on orders. I was ordered to do exactly that. Same thing in Waljan constituency. The deputy political lead is Wayne James. Wayne James don't have a clue as to what Waljan doing. Waljan will go in a corner and handpick delegates only who she knows supporting Dr. Mitchell. No, you could do this thing when you disenfranchise people like that. How are you going back to them to help you win an election? And it's what is frightening. If Dr. Mitchell and Sister Emily Pierre together cannot defeat Peter David in a fair contest in the convention, and they have to get involved in some underhand maneuvering in order to defeat Peter, how could they defeat Deacon Mitchell in an election? And if you're violating your own party constitution, I say people would trust you to protect and defend the constitution of this country, your own party constitution. And one wonder if after 23 years, Dr. Mitchell in power, and he had to reach to that state where he have to do involved in that kind of gerrymandering and give credence and legitimacy to the hand picking and the Nicodemus practices in night. I mean, it's frightening. It's very frightening. How could Dr. Mitchell get up and watch the Caribbean leader and say he's too Democrat? You know, I look at Dr. Mitchell the last time when Holness talking about transparency and Dr. Mitchell clapping. While he clapping, Bello picking in the night. Why did that? This is so embarrassing and shameful. Holness talking about transparency, Kit Mitchell clapping. But he have Bello hand picking delegates in the night, while John hide the night and pick delegates, unknowing to the deputy political lead, unknowing to the constituency branch. And so why Roland Bola keep holding on to that post, giving credence and legitimacy to that underhand maneuvering? I don't know. Roland should resign. He should resign. Imagine that St. Patrick West asked Roland Bola for a meeting. He go and ask Dr. Mitchell permission if he should go in the meeting. The man is general secretary of the party, you know. Dr. Mitchell go tell him no. I mean, Bola should just resign and live with a little bit of dignity because he's the umpire. If to say you're preventing the umpire from making decision, he should get out. I don't understand how Bola could remain there and take those humiliation and embarrassment from Dr. Mitchell. Imagine that the constituent will ask you to come hold a meeting with them because the concern about the gerrymandering, the concern about the process. Come and give us direction. You're going to ask Kit Mitchell permission? Kit Mitchell say no, because Kit Mitchell clearly wants the gerrymandering and the hand picking, because he knows any fair contest with Peter David, whether he join with him in pair, whether they're going to lose. He knows, he understands it. He in politics long enough. And it's very shameful because it's not a nice day for the new National Party when you're marginalizing, when you're ostracizing, when you're disenfranchising most the key supporters in the community. Because what happened? There is life after convention. There is life after convention. So Dr. Mitchell saying people want to hijack the party. Dr. Mitchell, don't go down that road. It's me and you and Prescott, son and them that do that behind Mr. Blaze back. Peter don't do that. That write the party. You didn't write no party, Dr. Mitchell. You didn't have the decent courtesy to inform Mr. Blaze or to write the party. But Peter wrote to the party and said, look, you're going, applying for your job. That is the only crime Peter committed. Dr. Mitchell gets so mad with his supporters. Those who suggest that he should leave. Those who oppose his underhand maneuvering. Right now, he's so mad with his supporters. He ain't talking to Clarice Charles. He don't talking to Bud Braffett. He don't talking to Larry. He don't talking to Oliver. He don't talking to the Governor General. He don't talking to Boosie. He don't talking to Clytie. He don't talking to Mastercard. You don't talking to Prescott. You don't
What?
talking to Kendrick Mathurin. You understand? You even the two young senators, the only crime they commit, refuse to vote to kick out Bud Braffett from the executive. That's the only crime they commit. You know, it turned Jackula on two of them. You don't talking to them. You know, you understand. You have to ask yourself why Dr. Mitchell behaving that way. We understand. The defeat of the last election undoubtedly create deep internal wound in Dr. Mitchell. It will take time to heal, but he cannot take out the rage on people around him. You understand? We understand the humiliation. We understand he get beaten by the weakest politician on Papagada Earth, which is Deacon Mitchell. Nobody knew Dr. Mitchell, Deacon Mitchell, 8 months before the election. No one knew of him. He just come in 8 months and he humiliate and defeat Dr. Mitchell, bruise his ego. So it will take a long time for Dr. Mitchell to recover. That internal wound will not heal easily. Hence the reason for his emotional outbursts. You understand? It affects him psychologically. Of course, he's human. Right along, he's human. You have feeling too.
Let me ask you a question, KB. You said a lot there, right? Is a major infighting internally inside the party because of his decisions?
Of course, yes, you have people take side. Dr. Mitchell takes side. People will take Dr. Mitchell's side. People will take Peter David's side. Obvious. It's not something Dr. Mitchell attack on Peter David, not in secret, you know, in open warfare. But Peter have maintained the level of discipline and respect. He don't respond into Dr. Mitchell. Dr. Mitchell will show what's given and he would not respond. And everybody praise the level of maturity of Peter David. Because you cannot have the political leader pelting stone behind you and you pelting back stone. Not that what NN people want. What NN people want is for Dr. Mitchell, Peter David, and Emily Pierre on one stage with one message to fight the NDC. That is what all NN people want. I don't know how Dr. Mitchell can see that. Well, maybe he's not a logical thinker anymore. But that's a logical thing. Every NNP tell you, if NNP unite, they're giving NDC a good fight tomorrow morning. But Dr. Mitchell is the one that's sowing the seed and making the confusion. Because he's just vexed, I don't know, he's just angry. And when you're angry, it clouds your vision. The bad thing, the worst thing is that fear to power in the party. Everybody afraid to tell Dr. Mitchell, hey, Doc, I feel you're going down the wrong road. Same thing happened in the revolution, you know. Big man will go in a corner and say, hey, I feel we were on the wrong road. But they don't have the guts to tell Bishop and Co that. They wait until the revolution explode like a volcano on the foot. Most shattering, most devastating. Our history knew of no similar experience. And at the end of the day, say, boy, I know this thing was going to break up. But you know that before. Why didn't you say that before? Look, Gary same time. Gary hired secret police to beat people. Some of the leaders say, well, we know this thing was wrong, you know. But we couldn't tell Gary that. Because these three charismatic leaders, Bishop, Gary, and Kit Mitchell, they all deliberately cultivate that fear to power in the party. We people are afraid to tell them the truth, to speak the truth. I just laugh when some men, Delma Thomas, said to some of them, wait, no, I'm a woman, you know. I alone standing up to Dr. Mitchell. And one of them jump and say, well, Delma, we afraid the man. This thing is so comical and laughable. You're supposed to respect Dr. Mitchell, not be afraid of him. Everybody's so behind your back. What the man behaving so far? So we'll go and tell him now, me for you to vex with me. That is the problem. That is the problem in the new National Party. Dr. Mitchell create that fear to power, where people afraid to tell him the truth. Bishop and Code do that, where people afraid to tell them they're going wrong. Gary did that. As I said before, they all developed unlimited capacity for power and get drunk with delusion of invincibility. You understand? Sometimes you just cannot protect them against themselves. Self-destruction is inevitable. Inevitable. You are sorry for them. People like Gary. He should live with a rich legacy. People like Maurice Bishop. Live with a rich legacy. Dr. Mitchell. Look at Dr. Mitchell's legacy. Rich history. Educator. He was at the top. Businessman. He at the top. Politics. He at the top. But why you should live in disgrace? When you perform so well, you perform with distinction as an educator. You perform with distinction as a businessman. The longest serving parliamentarian in this hemisphere. And you're living in disgrace, you live in a party in chaos and confusion. Something had to be wrong with this fellow. After that, just look at the success story. Look at Gary's success story. Look at Maurice Bishop's success story. Look at Kit Mitchell's success story. Why they all live in politics in disgrace? Live in power in disgrace. Why? You have to ask yourself that. Why the same mistake Gary make? Bishop going make the same mistake. Why Dr. Mitchell make the same mistake? That fear to power. Where they believe them alone have the answer and they become invincible. They want to contribute to
Maybe
the
let me
world's
ask you this question. Do you believe that NNP as it stands right now is capable of reforming itself to operate more democratically?
But right now, I think that is the problem in NNP. Those that fighting for democracy in NNP getting marginalized and ostracized. But those who fighting for democracy, they may not live to see or to reap that benefit. But what they stand up for, what they stand for, the younger generation of NNP will benefit. So you have to stand for something. That's why I tell Peter, I said, why it's not winning and losing, but how you behave, how you operate. Like a cricket match is more than winning and losing, but how you play the game. If when the umpire put you out, you bat down the wicket. The umpire put you down, you're costing the umpire. You understand? It's how you play the game. You either live with respect and dignity or you live with disgrace. It's how you behave. So those who fight in Larry Joseph and so on feel, hey, we should go along with the Constitution because it's embarrassing for him. He wrote the Constitution and the Constitution is being dragged and trampled on the dirt. And no one's saying anything. You understand? You have to stand up for something. Even though you get defeated in the convention, but at least make noise for transparency.
Yes.
Make noise to have democracy in the party. You will get marginalized, you will get ostracized. But pull Dr. Mitchell, continue to criticize Dr. Mitchell. When he going wrong, he go vex with you. He got to go on platform and throw words for you like little woman that throwing words on river stone. But still, criticize him, say that you're going down the wrong path. Had people had the guts to tell the leaders of the revolution that maybe Bishop and Bishop would have been alive today, but they all give credence and legitimacy to what the wrong thing that was going on. In Gary, some of his members in the party give credence and legitimacy to those wrong things Gary was doing. And in NNP today, lot of them don't like Dr. Mitchell's behavior. Not of them don't like what he's doing. For instance, Bola tells somebody the other day, just what happened in St. Patrick's East and West, where they hiding and pick delegates, is wrong, but Bola can't do nothing about it. I said, why didn't he resign? He's the umpire. Why? History will be unkind to Bola. Bola should resign and get out of that because he's given credence and legitimacy to what is taking place. And most of them is grumbling behind Dr. Mitchell back, grumbling. If Michelle already say, watch, only behind my back they could talk, They can't talk for me to hear. But that fear it cannot last forever. Autocratic rule don't last forever. It will work for you for over a period of time, but it going to come crashing down. It come crashing down.
Yes.
If NNP don't reform, and democratize. We having problem. Look now. You tell me something, right along. Do you think people, anybody with substance and influence now will join the NNP now? No, who will come in that kind of with in this kind of, kind of mailing thing? Who will come there? That is why we have to scrape the barrel and we have to stick with people like Wild John. We may go down to one for my friend Michael Baptist, yes, no, because if nobody with substance and influence will come in and join the party, you have to take what you get. Go and take and twine in the south. Because nobody with substance and influence and joining anything now. Because of the chaos and the confusion, Dr. Mitchell, must fix it. He's the leader. You understand? But when he himself making the confusion, how you go fix? Look at Dr. Mitchell behavior. I don't want to go after him because my wife and my children tell me, please do go after Dr. Mitchell. I don't hate him, but I don't like his behavior. I don't like how he handling the process. And the reason why I could speak to that, I was in the trenches with him.
Right.
The reason why Larry openly could speak to that, he was in the trenches. Prescott Kwan opposite, we were in the trenches. Blaze victimized all of us for supporting him. So we could speak to that and say, Dr. Mitchell, we disagree with you. Those who just come might afraid, but not KB and Prescott and Larry and so on. Are we good afraid to tell Dr. Mitchell he going the wrong way when we were in the trenches with him?
Right. KB, stick a pin right there. Stick a pin right there. A lot said. I have to, of course, disclaim on the program here that the views and opinion expressed by the guests on tonight's program, particularly on the sensitive topic, are solely those of the guests and do not reflect the views, opinion, and necessarily the policy of Ride Along Live, its management, or its affiliate. Ride Along Live is committed to providing a platform for open dialogue while maintaining neutrality on the opinion shared by the guests. We encourage viewers to appreciate all the discussion or view the discussion with an open mind and respect the different perspective. And thanks again for watching Ride Along Live. Of course, we're speaking here with Kennedy Budhlall. A lot that has been said thus far. Yet there are still so much more that still have not yet been said. And we're going to touch on that when we get right back after this commercial break. Just recently, Kennedy Budhlall made headlines after he posted a comment on his social media platform. When we come back, we're going to get some perspective on that. We'll be right back. Don't move.
Looking for the ultimate island experience? Hop on the Ride Tuk Tuk Rum Punch Tour and explore Grenada like never before. Feel the tropical breeze, sip on authentic Caribbean rum punch, and cruise through Grenada's stunning scenery in our unique and fun tuk-tuks. It's the perfect blend of adventure and island flavor. Book your unforgettable tour now at ride.gd or call 473-422-1011. Don't just see Grenada, experience it with Ride Tuk Tuk Rum Punch Tours today.
Of course, this program is brought to you with the kind compliments of Ride Excursion. And of course, you know about our brand new excursion item, the Tuk Tuk. We're encouraging you guys, if you want to get a nice night out on the tongue with your girlfriend, you want to hang out and ting, you want a vibe, you can check out ride.gd. And we have this great Ride Beach Hopping Tucking tour that's happening coming up on the 22nd. It's an island-wide thing. We started in St. George, going right around the island, food and everything. So if you want to get your pass for that, we only have about 4 more tickets available. You can get your tickets right now. Call 473-422-1011, or you could go to ride.gd. This program is brought to you with kind compliments of ride.gd.
Ride along live, if you please. Bring it home with such ease. Ride along, ride along.
All right, guys, and we are back, and we're chatting live with Mr. Kennedy Budhlall. Wow, Kennedy, someone said that you should write an entire book, my friend. You should write like a whole entire memoir. I don't know why you're waiting on. Probably a movie, right?
I started the book. I have about 25 pages, chapters, but I'm waiting to do the final one. The final one is, what was it like on that road? So I have to engage my friend Abdullah and some of those guys who were inside before I complete the book. I cannot say that book is completed until I do that final chapter. What was it like on that road? Because I remember Bernard Code was saying to me, boy, KB, I never used to pray before.
Mhm.
I never believed in God. But when the night they came and they said to me, look, commute, you sentenced to life in prison. No way, you will not be hung anymore. But I could say, KB, yeah, God. He never said it, our Father in his life.
Mhm.
He never prayed in his life. But when he get the information that he will not hang him again, he say, KB, yeah, God.
Yeah.
At least, it's very humorous. Doing that final chapter is important for me. But I have some real lovely, exciting chapter, very humorous. And
Yeah.
you read, you will never stop laughing.
Interesting.
You will never
Interesting.
stop laughing. It's a
Interesting.
lot of information, and you will hear things you never hear in a room shop.
Mm.
It will come from the heart. It will come
Interesting.
from the heart.
Interesting. Now, KB, recently you made a post on your social media. Now, I would not post what you said. I wouldn't even read what you said. I would call it let's see, we could call it the allegation. So the allegation was posted on your social media about you and the senior member of the New National Party, and how that particular individual and you conspired to unlive, unalive a particular individual. Now, what evidence do you have to support this claim that the senior member of the party conspired with you to oust a fellow Grenadian?
Junior, you see that talk? I ain't talking that talk here tonight at all, at all, at all. So get our next topic.
Get the
I
next
ain't no way at all. Nobody dragging me down. I tell you something.
one.
I know exactly where you're heading from. You understand? But I have
Right.
to tell you and the Grenadian public something.
Uh-huh.
Notwithstanding my criticism of the present political leader,
Right.
there are reasons why people like Eminent Pierre will never criticize the political leader. There are reasons why people like Peter David will never go after the political leader, because he still have value. His value is whoever emerge politically, they need his experience. They need assistance from him politically. They need his international contact. They need him to help him campaign. So anybody who support whether Peter David or Emlyn Pierre, you have to understand, is a terrible mistake to throw Dr. Mitchell under the bus. No matter what you have against him.
Right. No, I'm not asking you to throw him under the bus. I'm
The
asking
point
you
is that
to
I
because you
understand
posted
where
it.
you're coming from. I understand where you're coming from.
Right.
So I tell you, I'm not prepared to go down that road.
Okay.
I don't talk in that talk here tonight. We go deal with that on another forum. You understand? Because that one is sensitive and explosive. You understand? So
Right.
leave it there. Ask another question.
The allegations, I must also say that in an interview conducted just a few days ago, the alleged in this particular question right here is claiming that he has now reached out to the police commissioner to further investigate this particular matter. Have you been given any information pertaining to any possible lawsuit or anything like that for what was posted on your social media?
No, nobody told me so, but die reaching nowhere. Nobody don't sue nobody. This thing go die natural death. It's not in anybody's interest to resurrect this thing. I was mad, at one time. I said, hey, this thing is 40 years ago. Oh, I tried to resurrect it. But I don't prepare to go down that road. And
Right.
anybody wants to say they're suing me, Grenada is a country of laws, go right ahead. You know, I don't you have a right if I say something that is offensive to you, you go to the court and get redress in the court. Every right supposed to be protected. If I say something that is offensive to the political leader, that is the right. Take the matter to court. Grenada is a country of laws. I don't vex with him for that. But I would not go down that road, and go after him for my own selfish, narrow political interests.
Right.
Now, I
Okay,
decide to leave that dead.
to your offense, to your defense on this. Well, I don't know if your defense on this, but you resurrected it because I didn't know anything about it before you posted it. A lot of people didn't know anything about it before you posted it. So,
Right. That was a vexed decision, Surya.
okay.
It's a vexed decision. There are normal circumstances. I ain't gonna post that. But that was a kind of emotional outburst. I was just vexed, and it was a vexed post.
What vexed you? What vexed you?
Well, I just feel somebody utters things I feel they shouldn't utter. So, and I just get upset. But I would just want to leave that dead.
Okay, all right.
You understand?
I understand. I respect that. I respect that. I ain't gonna dive deep.
I want to leave that dead.
I had a lot of twirling to try to get you to swear, but you ain't saying, obviously you don't want to say that.
No. Nobody can drag me down that road. I'm a mature and advanced political cadre.
Right. Okay.
I'm not that gullible, man, my dear fella. My dear friend.
All right, Kelly. All right. So let's talk about gerrymandering, right? Gerrymandering, you spoke a little bit earlier about the gerrymandering of the electorate in this particular convention, right? The delegates. What, or speak to that a bit. And what do you mean that the stakes are stacked up against Peter in this particular convention because of what they are doing? Speak a little bit more about the gerrymandering of the electorate.
Because you understand, Dr. Mitchell, over the years, cultivate a personality cult and a dependency syndrome in the party where everything rotates around him. Now, a lot of politicians in NNP depend on Kit Mitchell for tea, breakfast, and dinner. They depend on Dr. Mitchell to campaign for them, to finance them, to speak for them, to do everything for them. You understand? So whatever Dr. Mitchell asks them to do or demand, they just go along, even violating their own constitution. You understand? So he decide, okay, this Dr. Mitchell decide he don't want Peter David. Because he also convinced it is impossible to defeat Peter David on an even playing field. So what he did, he deliberately handpicked those political leaders who is loyal to him and direct them to handpick people to go to the convention who is loyal to him. And that is an unfair advantage to Peter. You should pick NNP to go to the convention, not who is loyal to Peter or who is loyal to Dr. Mitchell or who is loyal to MNP. But NNP should be selected to go to the convention. For instance, let's take St. Patrick's West. It's one of the most organized constituencies we have in the country. They have the PD election, elect the chairman, the secretary, and so on, in most of the constituency. They have the constituency branch chairman, which is Delany Glynn. That constituency owe about $20,000 in debt. They have to pay that debt. That's debt Bello signed, take on behalf of the party. The party said they have no money, and the political leader would not take his personal money to pay off the debt. So this constituency had to do something to raise funds. They have no money to start. They go to Peter David. Peter David say, all right, I will start you all with $2,000 because Kenny Larson is threatening to take Bella to court. ENF threatened to take him for the windows and things. They took election time to give poor people. They raised over $12,000 by having breakfast sale and so on to pay off the debt, continue holding meeting and putting all the different political structure in place. Do you know when we had general council, Bello leave out all the members in that executive who work right through the year to raise the funds to pay out his debt because he perceived these people might support Peter David. The same thing happened in St. Patrick's East. Prescott Swan is the deputy political leader. General council taking place, you hide all the information from Prescott Swan. And the executive, you abandon the executive. The same thing happened in Waljan constituency. Wayne James is the deputy political leader. No information to Wayne James. Hide all the information and go in a corner and select only people you perceive will support Dr. Mitchell. What kind of democracy is that? There's life after convention. What you would tell these people after convention? You have an election coming up. When you marginalize them like that, you disenfranchise them. How are you going back to them? That is the problem we have in NNP. Because Dr. Mitchell convinced for it to defeat Peter David, that gerrymandering must intensively take place in the different constituencies. Otherwise, Peter will defeat all of them if it's a fair fight. And that is embarrassing. You're talking about Dr. Mitchell in government for 23 years. You have to resort to that kind of underhand maneuvering. And not even that, the constituency wrote to the executive on 2 occasions and said, look, we upset this thing not supposed to take place. It's a violation of the constitution. The PD must send 2 people to the convention. You can't go behind the PD back and handpick people who never even part of a PD. Some people you handpick never went to an NNP group meeting. Because you hear these people might be supporting Dr. Mitchell, you go and take him. Those who involved in the PD organization, the chairperson of the different PDs in St. Patrick's West, you leave out all of them, chairperson. The secretaries, you leave out all of them. People in the constituency, you leave out all of them. It's so embarrassing how you will go to these people and ask them to support you when election comes. There is life after convention. And I sometimes understand, Dr. Mitchell to understand, he have a legacy. People in NNP don't want to curse Dr. Mitchell. They still have respect for him. But they vex with his behavior. Nobody hate Dr. Mitchell, none of us hate him. We don't like his behavior, we like how he handling the process. And our duty is to speak out, especially those who are in the trenches with him. That is where Larry take a different position. I see Larry cry twice, tears in meeting when the GNP elements was manhandling Dr. Mitchell, putting pressure on Dr. Mitchell. Twice Larry cried like a child because he don't like how the Blaze people was handling Dr. Mitchell. Today, Dr. Mitchell don't want to talk to the man because the man opposes him. And the point is that nobody have the guts to tell Dr. Mitchell, hey, don't behave so.
Except
that is the problem. Well, that is puzzling. That happened, Gary, happened in the revolution. Why it should happen now? Somebody should stand up and say, Dr. Mitchell, I don't like your behavior. You're going down the wrong way. but you
But I'm
give
sure
him
you can.
credence and legitimacy, and he deliberately cultivate those flatterers and praisers. Eh?
Mhm,
He loved flatterers and praisers.
mhm.
He loved that.
Guys,
But
let's
somebody had to call him on.
so sorry, KB. I want to open up the phone lines because there are a lot of
Yeah,
people.
yeah, open up the phone lines.
Yeah, let's get some calls coming in, guys. 718-701-5720. I don't want to take all the talk. I want
No,
to
no,
make
no, open up. Let them ventilate.
ventilate. And I must also say, guys, this is a respectful platform, right? And we would not tolerate in any way, shape, or form any disrespect of the guest. Now, there is a way that you could call, and if you disagree with the guest, that's fine. But we would not tolerate disrespect. All right. Again, if you want to call in and make your views, make your points heard, you could call us. The phone number that you call, 718-701-5720. We're speaking live here with Kennedy Budhlall. And the phone lines are wide open. And you guys saw the disclaimer. I need not read it again, but you could read it in silence and understand where we're coming from. The views expressed here are those of the guests tonight, the program, and particularly on the sensitive matter, and solely of the guests, and not reflecting the views of Ride Along Live. All right. So let's go to the phone line right now. We got our first caller on the line. Caller, you are live. Where are you calling us from? All right, there's C. Caller. Caller, are you there? Hold on, caller. Hold on 1 second. Let me see if I could put you into the system. Hold on, let me see if I could put you into the system. Stand by there, caller. Stand by. I'm hearing you, caller. Just let me just sort out the phone lines, and then I'll put you inside of the system so you can make your contribution here. Again, guys, you can also call on WhatsApp, and the number that you call on WhatsApp is 718-701-5720. Caller, are you there? Hold on, caller.
Yes, I'm here.
I know you're there. That's a silly question. Try to bring you into the system, but it's not going into the system. All right, I'll take you to the phone line. So, caller, you just make your point, and then KB would respond after. Go ahead, caller.
Okay, KB, I want to know why Master Call is absent from Real FM. I can know that you guys used to be there together, and then after you were the first one that left, and now Master Call is no longer there. And another thing I want to ask KB also. Okay, after Sunday, Larry said that if Peter David emerged as the leader of the party, how do you see the NNP going forward? Do you think that he will get rid of a couple of the older guys and try to bring in younger people now, like the MNP, the Clarice Modest, and them, who is really pushing that agenda with Kitchen?
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, caller. Thank you so much.
I want to address the first one. That decision is Carl Clayton's decision.
Right.
Whatever personal problem he and Andrew Donald, that is for them to sort out. You understand? But I don't believe Master Carl will go back on that radio station. You understand? That is clear. I took my departure early on because I feel Andrew tried to disrespect me and belittle me. So I move out. As for the last question, if Peter David emerged leader of the NNP and decide to marginalize MNP or decide to marginalize the old guards, it doomed to fail. It doomed to fail. The only how we could survive if we start talking inclusiveness, if he start talking about unity, if he see himself as a uniter and not a divider. And looking at Peter David history, is a young man that have no hit. He will give out his last dollar to help a brother. The likability factor is on his side. His ability to source funding abroad, every man knows that. You understand? The national impact he will have will be tremendous, because Peter David is a national figure, and the likability factor is important in politics. You understand? So if Peter David emerge and he decide to marginalize anybody, he doomed to fail. If Emmeline Pierre emerge and she decide to marginalize anybody, she doomed to failure. They all must seek unity to defeat this NDC. Will not be an easy task, you know. Not be an easy task, because if NNP believe the NDC will just roll over just so and don't pump money in the economy in the final year, they better think twice. They better think twice. There must be unity. Somebody have to start talking peace and unity and acting, not only talking, but people must see there is an effort by the leadership, whoever emerge, to pull people together. Otherwise, they're going to spend about the next 10 years in the political house if they split up.
All right. We got another caller on the line here. Caller live, where are you calling us from?
Hello?
Yeah, hi, caller. You're live. Go right ahead. Yeah, caller, go right ahead.
Yeah, this is Denison George.
Yeah, hi, Denison. Go ahead.
All I want to say tonight is that Mr. Budhlall said that his wife and his children had the opportunity to talk to him, tell him, don't go ahead and talk bad about Dr. Kit Mitchell. All I have to say, the children and the wife of Innocent Belma never had that opportunities. Never had opportunities to see their father and their grandchildren. And I would never forget, no way, who murdered Innocent Belma. And
hold on. Right. Hold
that's
on.
all I'm
Kennedy, hold on 1 second. You get to respond just now. 1 second.
The children of Innocent Belma never had that opportunity. Never did. And Mr. Budhlall said he was found innocent in a court of law. But he's not saying, when you ask him that question about Innocent Belma, he didn't answer and say, I didn't do it. All he's saying is that he was found innocent in a court of law. And I think you should ask him.
Said, my dear fellow, I make it clear, I said I was innocent. I could walk the street with my head high in the air because there is no blood on my hand. What explain you what you want me to say better than that?
So if you're innocent,
your opinion, you're entitled. Listen, you're entitled to your opinion, you know.
Why did you go
You're
hide
entitled
in
to your opinion.
Island? Why did you go hide in your family land of Ireland if you were innocent?
I didn't. Well, if I did my fatherland, I did my fatherland. Where you want? Who land you want me to go in?
At 5 o'clock in the morning. At 5 o'clock in the morning of the day.
That is not true. That is not true. You don't have information. You don't have information. Let's not argue with that. Let's not go down there.
The other people who were arrested confessed. Lauriston confessed. Lloyd confessed.
But here's something. My dear fellow, I'm not on trial. I'm not on trial now. So I'm not prepared to go down that road. Take another caller and ask another question.
All right. I think the caller finished and hung up anyway. We're still taking more calls here. 217-015-720. You're live on air. Got a call on the line. Caller live. We're calling us from.
Yeah, Grenada.
Grenada, go right ahead.
Yeah, this is from Mr. Budhlall. Based on his first statement, he talked about how the revolution came about. In your opinion, do you think that Bishop could have beat Gary in a fair election? Thank you.
The point is that is a possibility. That is a possibility. That is the only question you're asking?
Yeah, that's the question you have.
But that is a possibility because if you look at the opposition had 6 seats, Gary had 9. So there is a strong possibility the next election, the opposition under Maurice Bishop could have won the election. But circumstances forced them to move on Gary because they were protecting their own skin from being extradited to the United States of America. So Bernard Coady is one of the best propagandists, best strategists we had. Whoever come up with that idea to disseminate to the public that Gary left orders to wipe out the entire New Jewel movement, so they had to go underground. People bought it because of Gary autocratic rule and his violent behavior in the past. People believe it. So that was sold to the public. People believe that. But I knew different. I don't agree with that. I dispute that, based on my information, my involvement, I'll tell you that is not true.
Right. 718-701-572. We're speaking live here with Kennedy Budhlall, and we're giving you guys an opportunity to call in live as well, right? This is your forum, and Kennedy, I agree to take a few calls to hear from you. And as we said, and we'll continue to say, you could come in and have your views and have your difference of opinion, but as we always encourage on this platform here, please do it with a certain level of respect. We're not in the business of disrespecting our guests. No matter who sits here with me, we have to adhere to the simple principle of respect, all right? Don't matter who. And on saying that, KB, I want to also extend an invitation to Dr. Keith Mitchell to come sit with me on the ride. We had a program a few years ago. We had a great conversation, but it seems like I'm not getting that connection with Dr. Keith. So I don't know if you could put in a good word for me, KB.
But I don't know if the man go answer my call. I think he vexed with me too, because it seems as though now these days are kind of mashing icons.
Oh.
But is my partner? We have a hot and sweet relationship. Today we good, tomorrow we don't good. But I could live with that.
Okay, all right. We got another caller on the line. Caller live, where you calling us from?
Grenada, good night. Just a quick one to MKB. And he said that if Peter wins, that you're going to unite the party. But I just want to find out if Peter wins the convention, will Kit Mitchell go and sit down quietly in the back, observing how he's behaving now?
Oh, hold on. Sorry, KB, go ahead. Sorry. KB, go ahead.
I don't know. I'll tell you what he said to me. When I told him, I said, you said you're going. But when I look around, it's only Peter David I see. And he said, watch, I disagree with you. To him, Peter will show leadership. And he will not go on Peter David's platform. But he also promised me he will not attack Peter David and he will not attack the party. I surprised he launched that bitter attack on Peter David because he said, KB, I will not attack Peter and I will not attack the party. As why he go along that road and choose to take side, I don't know, because it certain by taking side, it can split the party right down the center. It could be one of Dr. Mitchell's most serious blunder politically. He's supposed to unite this thing, hold Emlyn Pierre hand on one side, Peter hand on one side, and ask for unity. That is what NNP people want. Not this kind of melee confusion thing. And so, I mean, you haven't got an adult in the room to say, look, let's behave and unite. Not an adult in the room. But I don't see Dr. Mitchell remain in the party and make confusion if Peter David win. Why he must do that? What he have to gain? He have a legacy to protect. You understand? And I don't believe Dr. Mitchell hate Peter David. I believe he vexed with Peter David because Peter David stand in his way. He wanted to make a political comeback, and Peter is a credible alternative to him. So he vexed. Let's suppose Peter David had said a couple of months ago, what, you see that leadership thing, I'm giving up that. I show Dr. Mitchell putting him on his head and walk around the country. Absolutely. But Peter stand in his way. I don't believe he hate Peter. He vexed with Peter. But he may overcome that. In time.
We got another caller on the line here. Caller, where are you calling us from?
Hello, good evening, Junior.
Hey, good evening, caller. Go right ahead. You're live.
Kennedy?
Yes.
You hear me, right?
He's hearing you. Go right ahead.
right, and to the listener tonight. I have a question to Kennedy. I need him to explain to me and the general public. Okay, he's been echoing some sentiments before. He was part and parcel of the revolution,
Yes.
The help overthrow.
Yes.
But what I would like to know from Kennedy and explain to the people of the issue, what had caused the fallout between he and Bishop? Tell the people what caused the fallout and why he described Bishop as worthless and he jailed people and all this thing. What caused that fallout and causing him to say all what he's saying, the bad things now about Bishop? Because we know dead men tell no tales. So I kind of baffled when I hear him say something about Bishop today. So
All right.
explain to me.
All right, caller. Thank you so much. Listen for the response. KB?
I oppose his autocratic rule. How you expect any decent human being will sit idle by and watch Bishop jail 3,012 political detainees, put 150 rastas in a cattle pen in Hoover, ban every newspaper in this country, you understand, and ban every political party. Now, I want this caller to follow me. From day one, we're making mistake in that revolution. We jail Miss Seppi in Grenville because she was a bad old Garyite. You understand? He have people throughout this country we put in jail, and the only crime they commit, them was bad old Garyite. Very all in the embryonic stage of the revolution, we start making mistake. You understand? And the Governor General, Sir Paul Schoon, he gave credence and legitimacy to what was going on. The Bishop gave credence and legitimacy to what. None of them stood.
KB, I think you got a call. All right, KB got a call.
None of them stood up. None of them stood up and say enough is enough. I still want to give Kip Mitchell a little credit, you know. The only person who stood up by themselves alone in America and said, don't do Grenadian people that, was Kip Mitchell. He alone stood by himself in America and said, you see what going on in Grenadian revolution, do that. Everyone else give credence and legitimacy. It's just a matter of time before I or any decent human being will rebel and say, look, don't do that. It's truth, and in fact, let me tell you the truth. Bishop jailed me, but I wasn't really innocent, you know, to be honest, because I started rebelling against the revolution, rebelling against the autocratic rule, rebelling against the advantage you're taking on people, rebelling of the jailing of innocent people. You understand? I had a choice. I could have remained there and enjoy the perks. You know, I was first lieutenant of the army. I was liked by everybody. I could roll over and say, this is not my business. I could turn the other cheek. You understand? But I refused to do that. Because if you look at my history, not only rebelling against Gary, not only rebelling against the revolution, not only going against Blaze, not only going against NDC, not only going against Kip Mitchell, but anytime, in my opinion, I feel leaders deviate from the correct path. I don't going down no precipice with no politician are jumping out. Them alone going. Who want to die with Bishop on the foot? That is their right. They could go and dead with Bishop on the foot. That's my business. Who decide they want to make 30-year jail with Bernard Code? That was their right. But don't tell me I have to go down the drain with politicians who deviate from the correct path. That's a difference. Somebody say, can you use the opportunities? You can't stay in one party for long. I say, yes. I ain't signed contract with NNP. I ain't signed contract with NDC. Once the leaders, in my opinion, deviate from the correct path, I jump in out. I jumping out.
Got
Early.
another caller on the line real quick. Caller live, where are you calling us from?
Yes, Grenada. Good night, KB. Good night, Junior.
Good night, caller.
I want
Go
to
right
ask
ahead.
KB, yes, I want to ask KB a question relating to the leadership of the now NMP political party. And based on the negative characteristics of Kit Mitchell's leadership on what KB said, and Kit Mitchell's push for Mr. Pierre to become a leader, her current narrative on what she describes her leadership and what she intends to do, would it conflict the style of Kit Mitchell's leadership style and the narrative she is pushing? And I want KB to elaborate on that, because Emmeline Pierre is pushing a significant narrative contrary to what Kit Mitchell's style of leadership is. And I want KB to elaborate and tell us his thoughts about the conflicting styles, because you're describing Kit Mitchell to be very authoritative, and Emmeline Pierre, who he wants to push as leader, is narrating something contrary. What do you have to say to that, Brother KB?
All right, caller.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, caller, for your question. KB?
But I'm not aware of the narrative Eminem are pushing. You understand? But a public perception is that she will be a carbon copy of Dr. Mitchell, and Dr. Mitchell will be an albatross round she neck, because the perception is that Dr. Mitchell wants to govern and control her from behind. She have to distance herself from Dr. Mitchell. But how could she?
Exactly.
How could Sister Emmeline distance herself from Dr. Mitchell when she depend on Dr. Mitchell for tea, breakfast, and dinner? Depend on Dr. Mitchell for everything, even to help her win the convention. So Dr. Mitchell will have that hold on her. He go be like an albatross round she neck. And the day Dr. Mitchell does satisfy with her behavior, he could easily take back the party from her, because he that winning for her, he that giving her. She not doing it on her own. Is that different with Peter? He doing it on his own. So Dr. Mitchell can't go and say he taking back nothing, but he could always take it back from Emmeline Pierre. You understand? Because he doing it for her. She depend on him for tea, breakfast, and dinner. That is the difference.
Okay.
I don't know how she could distance herself from her now, whether she have the political capital to do so, because she depend on Dr. Mitchell for everything. And that is, if you look at the election campaign, every night Dr. Mitchell had to go 5-6 meetings, because they depend on him, and he create that kind of culture. But they all will pay the price as he become unpopular. It will reflect.
We got another caller on the line really quickly here. Caller, you live. Where you calling us from? Chatting live here with Junior, George, and KB. Go right ahead.
Are you hearing me?
Yeah, we're hearing you. Go right ahead, caller.
So I would like to ask Mr. Budhlall, what happened to Joseph Buffett, also known as Joe Briner, and how did he die? He was in prison, and how did he die?
I am not the doctor in the prison. How I gonna know what killed him, man? The man died a natural death. I'm not the prison doctor. What kind of cabuse question this lady asking me, boy?
Well, okay. We're gonna take two more calls. Boy. That was a lot. KB, we almost went 2 hours, 2 hours, KB.
Already, boy?
7 hour and 40 minutes. Wow, that's a lot of talk. That's a lot of talk.
Yeah.
Okay. I want to ask another question, but I'll wait for the call and the next caller to come in before we jump on that. Guys, again, you're watching Right Along Live, exclusive conversation here with Kennedy Budhlall on a range of topics. We got to learn a lot of things tonight, boy. And it's history. It's historic because he took it from way back Eric Matthew Gary days up until Blaze, Keith Mitchell, the NNP up to today with the present. We all know that on the 15th of December, where there will be a NNP convention, and who will take the reign of the NNP is still up in the air. Because KB, I don't know if you are aware, because I was asking the question since the last interview that Dr. Mitchell did. Do you know if Dr. Mitchell is in or out as leadership for the upcoming convention?
I don't believe Dr. Mitchell will go back. I believe he's out. See, you have to trust your leader with the truth. If he say he ain't going back, you have to trust him with the truth. He can't come back now and say, watch, is that joker making, I don't go in nowhere again. He can't say that. You understand? We have to trust him with the truth. He say he don't going back, and we have to take that for granted.
Okay, all right. Caller Live, where are you calling us from?
Coming from the States. KB, I want to ask KB a question concerning okay, I was heard, all right, okay, that the same day of convention you could nominate somebody on the floor, all right? Okay, so let me say that the competition was between Emlyn Pierre and Peter David. So let me say this, if somebody nominate Keith Mitchell now on the floor, all right, so basically like the vote will split two ways now, all right? Okay, my question, I want to know if Dr. Mitchell could join up with Emily Pierre if they feel that Peter David have the majority of the vote and become the majority, and also that Dr. Mitchell will come out as the emerged person that day.
That's an interesting question. Interesting question. KB?
I don't think Dr. Mitchell have the kind of political capital to come out like a Eric Williams. When Eric Williams say he going, the convention, the people flood the place and say, knock, you can't go. We want you to stay. I don't think you have that amount of people calling back for Dr. Mitchell, no. You understand? I think Dr. Mitchell finally make up his mind that he will be supporting Emlyn Pierre. I don't see him going and accept nomination because it don't easy for him to watch the Grenadian people in the eye after he said this is the last, he going. This is campaign on it. And even during his swearing ceremony, he said this is my last. I don't see Dr. Mitchell have the guts to watch people in the eye and say, watch, is a joke I make, I don't go nowhere again. I put up my hand in the convention. Yeah, I don't think he have the guts to do that. That would not happen. I think he will choose with the NMLP.
Okay. All right. Got another caller on the line real quick. Caller live, where are you calling us from?
Grenada.
Grenada, go right ahead.
KB, your statement regarding the revolution, regarding how you fell out when you saw the detainees and the abuse that the revolution was applying. Can you tell me what took place in River Antoine Estate? What you guys did at River Antoine Estate?
What? I tell you what happened, boy. Now I'll hear why. Only those who win war, those write history. When you lose war, you have no chance to write history. You understand? And this is, I think, what we should take the blame for not really explaining to the Grenadian public exactly what took place in River Antoine. I was a lieutenant in the army and also a party member. My friend Francis Prime, also a party member, soldier in the army. Rasfata from Guaf. We were in La Poetry Passion when a couple of people asked us to give them support because of the problem they were having on River Antoine Estate. I said, look, I can't take part because I'm a member of the party and I'm a soldier. Rasfata said the same thing, Prime said the same thing, but we all give moral support. The problem in River Antoine was because the workers down there was so exploited and taken advantage of. The women used to work for $6 a day at the time. men used to work for $9 a day at the time. And if you get damage on the estate, you have to find your own way to the doctor, to the hospital, pay your transport, and still you have to remain home without compensation and so on. The situation was so bad. It happened. My friend Ivan Bola and my brother Buck stood up for those workers. You understand? But it was going to make the revolution bad, and I think that was the biggest problem Buck and them had. They had to understand there was one leader in this country and one party in this country. But they feel they had the moral obligation to stand up for the workers. And Bishop and them turned that around and said, look, they may want to take over the estate to plant marijuana. But if they take over the estate, how come the owners still paying the workers? How come the owners still selling the produce and put the money in the bank? That wasn't addressed. But important thing, that was my final meeting with Maurice Bishop, when he sent to call myself, Buck Budhlall, and so on. And he said, let me tell you something. I passed through Cuba and I discussed the Rivantrine estate with Fidel Castro. And Castro tell me to crush all you because you can't have two seats of power in this country. I understand where Bishop was coming from. And the same thing mistake Code and them make when they had the joint leadership, when Code had the joint leadership ambition. They don't understand. Castro told Morris to crush them because you can have two seats of leaders in this country. He alone must be the leader. He must set the tone and set the agenda. We understand when Bishop say Castro tell to crush all you. Code and them didn't understand. Castro tell him to crush Code and them. You know, we understand, we take it serious. Bishop do that, he crush us. He attempt to crush Code and them crush him. So the truth, my friend, the truth out of this Rivantrine thing, this thing had nothing to do with marijuana. But Bishop and him was real good propagandists. Real good, because how come you take an estate to plant marijuana and you don't see no marijuana on the estate? If you had marijuana on the estate, Bishop was going to show that about on TV. But it's our responsibility to speak the truth and write the history. We didn't do it. So whatever people perceive, we have to take the blame. If people perceive we wanted to plant marijuana, well, what we could do, because we didn't explain, we didn't come out and write, we didn't come out and lecture and explain to the people what went on in the land.
Okay. KB, I have a caller on the line. Very interesting caller I want to bring on, right? But before I bring on the caller, everyone been asking me that question to ask you about the plane, the Bantarante, the plane. What could you tell us about that? Because that is like a myth, a fantasy, like the most misunderstood or not understood piece of Grenada history ever, I believe. What happened to the plane?
Well, as far as I know, the person who was responsible for selling the plane is Dr. Keith Mitchell. Understand? As to what transaction he made with Paul Shihab, the Argentinian, I don't know. But I understand Paul Shihab was a crook. And somehow the money did not reach the government treasury. As to why Howard Blaze, Minister of Finance, did not ask Interpol to intervene, I don't know. As far as I know, the plane was sold to one man by the name of Paul Shihab, an Argentinian, and the money to reach the treasury. Where that money was collected, I don't know. I don't want to point fingers. That is all the information I have. It was sold to Paul Shihab, an Argentinian, and the money to reach the treasury. That's all. But to say I know who take the money, or if the man pay, or what happened to the plane, I don't know.
Okay. All right. Interesting. I would go further about the time, and we have another call on the line. Caller, you're live. Where are you calling us from?
Yes, good night. I'm Mr. Eli Musgill, but yeah, KB, how you doing?
Hi, so yeah.
Yeah, man. I want to ask a question. I know you was not there, but with your experience and knowledge around the revolution time, As a little boy, I went up there and looked at the body, and my neighbor get killed and other people. Do you have any idea who killed Stanislaus and Andy and them guys and them in Coquelin? Because all the years we keep hearing is Doc and them, we keep hearing is PRA. We never know the truth. Do you have any? I know you was not there, but do you have any idea, like who killed them?
Let me tell you the truth. Before I get arrested, I had some machine gun on the cooperative in Tivoli Cooperative in Pointsfield Hill. When Doc and them was on the run, they went on that cooperative and took some of the guns, AK-47, M16, and so on. Farmer Brown is the one who gave them the gun. But when asked Farmer Brown why he gave Doc and them those guns, he said he's sorry for them, so he gave them the gun. So Doc and them used that gun because Doc, they was really behind to destroy certain element in the revolution. You understand? Them was real killers. And based on my information, they were the one who used this gun to kill the Stanislaus people in Plains. Now it's easy to say it's PRA, because if you see AK-47 shells, M16 shells, that is the standard weapon for the PRA. But the truth and in fact, I had some of this machine gun hidden on the cooperative in Tivoli, and Farmer Brown told me he gave Doc and them those weapons. So in my opinion, that weapon was used to kill those guys in Plains. As to why they kill those guys in Plains, if they took them for PRA, I don't know. But based on my information, it is not PRA who killed those guys in Plains. I don't know if that will satisfy you.
Okay, thank you, KB. Caller, you're live. KB, quick and fast, boy. The lines are coming down. We really short for time. Caller, you're live. Where are you calling us from?
Hi, Junior. Good evening. I'm calling from Boston.
Boston.
I have two questions.
Yes.
KB, do you know who is Shep? This is in reference to my cousin, the Stanislaus brothers. And I have another question. What time did you and Caldwell Taylor was notified to go and take the Grenville police station?
Right, thank you, caller. Thank you so much.
That was early the morning, very early, March 13, and Bishop called me. Now, we had two targets, the Greenpeace and Gary. Once Gary left, it became easier for the leaders of the revolution to deal with only one target, the Greenpeace. And once the Greenpeace was overrun, the Chugbu barracks, then Bishop called me and Caldwell Taylor about 5:30 to go ahead and take over the Grenville police station. So after taking over the Grenville station, we make the whole circle, Guave, Victoria, all the station, and join forces with the guys in St. George's. But that's about 5:30 in the morning. Okay, that's all?
Yes. Thank you, KB, for that answer. The caller is well edified with that answer. I think we'll take a last call, and then we'll wrap it up here. We're chatting live with Kennedy Budhlall. Again, guys, I'll tell you quickly that this program is brought to you with the kind compliments of Ride, and Ride offering tuk-tuk excursion. So if you want to get on the tuk-tuk, KB, I think I'll tuk-tuk pick you up after this, but you're a nice ride around town. Go to ride.gd, that's www.ryde.gd. It's the new and exciting Ride tuk-tuk. And of course, guys, I saw some folks ordered earlier to be a part of this. This is the full island-wide beach hopping tour on tuk-tuk. It starts in St. George. We go to then St. David, St. Andrew, then go to St. Patrick, then go to St. Mark, then St. John, then back into St. George. And on every stop, we stop at a beach. Breakfast, lunch included, on the Tuk Tuks. You could book right now by visiting ride.gd. And of course, guys, Ride Along Live is also brought to you with kind compliments of Ride e-bike. Now, if you want to get an e-bike to get around town, whatever you need, you could check out ride.gd and rent your e-bike, or check us out inside the Esplanade Mall. It's ride.gd. All right, we got a final caller on the line. Let's take that final caller right now. Caller, you live. Where are you calling us from?
Grenada.
Grenada, go right ahead. Go right ahead.
Yes. So certainly tonight I'm very elated to finally put a face to Kennedy Budhlall, because I've always heard about the controversial Kennedy Budhlall, but I never put a face to him. But I want to ask a question to Mr. Budhlall. A couple of years ago, let's say over a decade and a half, Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell, he actually said to the population that he's not going to go back, he's not going to run, he's leaving this political side. What do you think, Mr. Budhlall? Do you think NNP would have been in a better place today if at that time, a couple of years ago, Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell left this political frontline politics? Do you think that the NNP would have been in a better position today? That's my question. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, caller. We appreciate your question. KB?
I believe so. I'll tell you what happened. Once the young people of this country start seeing NNP as a bunch of tired old men and tired old women, we in trouble. That is how, notwithstanding the performance of the government, there is no doubt the government performed with distinction. And you cannot say Dr. Mitchell did not perform. But how the young people saw the new National Party at that time. They see NNP as a bunch of tired old people. That is one of the key reasons they vote us out. Not because we didn't perform. So if we had changed and get somebody new, fresh mind, fresh legs, different ideas that could resonate among the young people, bring in young people, show that there is reform, show the direction might be different. But we keep the same old guards with the same ideas, the same mentality for too long. So we pay the price. We forget politics is dynamics. And the whole dynamics of the politics change. Without change, we campaign with the eye closed. So I think definitely if we had changed earlier, things might have been better for the new National Party. But we wait too long. We see until the young people in this country see us as a bunch of tired old men and tired old women.
Got final call. Last call. Caller, you live. You're a final caller. Make it nice and snappy.
Thank you, Junior.
No problem.
June the 19th, 1981, there was a rally in Queen's Park where a bomb went off, yeah?
I know that was
killed
coming.
people there.
I know that was coming.
They went, after the bomb, they went to Stranfield. That guy from Shantimala was living in Mount Airy, behind the police station down there, and shoot up his house, and he was killed there. They blame him for the bomb. Could Kennedy explain more? Because they also hold two ladies from the party, which was Natty and Val, for that bomb. They were killed. Could he explain more on that for me, please?
Watch.
Thank you so much.
The only Grenadian who know the real truth of the Queenstown bombing is maybe Kennedy Budhlall. All who hear talking, they don't know the real truth. First of all, you have to ask yourself, where did technology come from? How come ordinary Grenadian had access to that kind of technology? That is the question you have to ask. Who bring it in this country? And who had access to it? Then you will understand why the Queen's Park bombing. I did that chapter in my book to extend a whole chapter. Why the Queen's Park bombing? You understand? And I don't want to say how I feel or give my opinion, whether it was right, whether it was legitimate to attempt to put a bomb below Bishop and Code stage. Because I know at one time, the Muslim in Montreal had planned to put the bomb in Sotes under the stage of Winnie Mandela when she was addressing the Women's Day rally in Sotes. And was a lot of debate to discourage the Muslims from placing that bomb in Sotes. At one time, one of the Muslims went and placed a bomb below the PRA camp somewhere in St. Patrick's. When the bomb failed to blow up, they crawl inside and retrieve it. And Bishop said, wish all his soldiers was like that Muslim, because they don't fear death. You understand? But the history of the Queen's Park bombing is few people have the idea where the technology came from and who brought it here and how it ended up in Queen's Park. And right along one day, we're going to do a program on that, and to give detailed. No, it's not the time, because it's a long history. And it's a history that will tax the power of belief.
Wow. No, that's Kennedy, we have to do a part two. We have to do a part two. There's so much that we did not cover. And a lot of people say, Junior, get back into topic. But everything is relevant because everything ties in. Whether we're speaking about the politics of today or the politics of yesterday, it all makes chronological sense. What happening now is because as a result of what happened then, it all ties in. So that's why, it's nothing off topic. I think it's very relevant. And to understand the Queen's Park thing there, and you mentioned something earlier too when you said the Eastern Main Road. My late father, who died quite a few years ago, my father was alive. He would be happy to know that I am doing what I'm doing now because my dear father, God rest his soul, he worked in the Eastern Main Road for many, many years. And I remember my father having the truck, and that Eastern Main Road was horrible. I remember it was bad. And he worked many, many years with that big truck, white truck, taking us on that road. So when you mentioned Eastern Main Road Rehabilitation Project, I completely remembered my father being a part of that particular project. So it ties in, and it almost, my skin kind of, my pulse kind of raised when you mentioned that project, because it made me remember my father, my late father, again, who would be proud to know that I have this platform that I could give people a history. But we have to do another part of this conversation, Kennedy, because I think there's so much more that we could expound on. Yeah. So we could probably plan on that. But one last question, KB, before we wrap up. What changes would you like to see in the NNP to restore its credibility and fairness in the party's convention?
Boy, I want to see a fair convention, a democratic convention, where at least it must appear to be fair. You understand? And whoever loses must support the winner. You must come out at the convention united. Because if you come out fragmented, it is 10 years in the political wilderness. And that have to be with Dr. Mitchell. He must insist and ensure that we go into the convention united and we come out united. Because he is the one who called in the shot. He knows better. He's the most experienced. You understand? He knows what to be done in order to have a fair convention. All you have to do, tell Roland Bola, make sure everybody adhere to the constitution of the party. Make sure everybody follow the constitution of the party. You cannot abandon your party constitution, trample on it, and ask the people of this country to support you to protect the constitution of this country. Who will study you? If you abandon your own constitution you have people of this country, Junior, that don't really concerned about NNP and NDC, you know. All they want is for Grenada to become a better place.
Yes.
You have people in this country with principle. They don't concern what Dr. Mitchell said, they don't concern what Deacon Mitchell said. All they want is for Grenada to become a better place. So we expect Dr. Mitchell to set example. We expect Deacon Mitchell to set example. And they must always appear to be fair. Once you start marginalizing, ostracizing, demonizing, you're in trouble. You're in trouble. You must appear to be fair. We are human beings. We all do think alike, but we have one thing in common. We all wake up every morning with similar aspiration. We want to do good. We want to do well. You understand? We want good for our country. We want to live in peace and harmony with our neighbors.
Yes.
Right, Alan.
Thank you.
It's a long night.
KB, thank you so much for the conversation. And KB, listen, if ever you feel the need to get back into media to do your own program, I would gladly have you do a program and ride along. And guess what? I'm not going to dictate what you say. I'm not going to pre-program you what to say and not to say. You're free to speak, not like the other guys, because they are, you know, they're this way. But if you feel the need to get back into media, KB, I would gladly give you the opportunity to do a program on this platform here from a historical perspective for our Grenadian brothers and sisters worldwide to understand your point of views. So the door is open for you if you ever feel like it.
Thank you.
All right.
Anyhow, I don't think I went rogue today.
No, KB. It was a great conversation. You didn't go rogue at all.
All right. Thank you for having me, man.
Absolutely, KB, and I appreciate you. We'll keep in touch. Thank you so much. Yeah, so we was chatting there, guys, with Kennedy Budhlall.
My darling.
A lot.
Yeah. Did I say anything?
I mean, this is going to be headlines tomorrow, on Wednesday, on Thursday. So much to unpack. There are so many pieces in here that needed to be said. And if you missed any part of the program, you have to go back and watch it in bite-sized pieces. I am sure, guys, the program host and other platforms and everybody else will be talking about what KB had to say. They say here tonight, and probably for many, many years, because it was groundbreaking. A lot. It was a lot. All right, guys, listen, if you have a business and you want to advertise on the most powerful platform, guys, this platform reached over 8 million viewers per month. No, I'm serious, 8 million viewers per month. We are the #1 most engaging platform in this Caribbean region, not only Grenada, the Caribbean, over 8.5 million views per month. You want to get your word out to the entire Caribbean, advertise and ride along live. Give us a call, 718-701-5720, because it pays to advertise. We'll be right back with my closing thoughts.
Hi, I'm Eddie, and I would like to welcome you to Face Off the Return. I'm here at the Prickly Bay Marina, where Face Off will be held on December 21st. If you don't know, Face Off has been the premier masquerade party for almost 20 years. I would like to offer you an official invitation to join me and all Grenadians that have enjoyed Face Off over the years for a fun-filled event. There's nothing else like it. No one can duplicate it. Face Off the Return. Remember, you must wear black and you get your mask on entry. You can get tickets at Grenadian Optical, Headers Boutique, and Go to Fifth. I hope to see you at Face Off the Return on December 21st, and you must wear black.
Looking for the ultimate island experience? Hop on the Ride Tuk Tuk Rum Punch Tour and explore Grenada like never before. Feel the tropical breeze, sip on authentic Caribbean rum punch, and cruise through Grenada's stunning scenery in our unique and fun tuk-tuks. It's the perfect blend of adventure and island flavor. Book your unforgettable tour now at ride.gd or call 473-422-1011. Don't just see Grenada, experience it with Ride Tuk Tuk Rum Punch Tours today.
It's time to do better. Beacon's Be Better Group Health Plan now offers new and improved options that make health insurance affordable for small to medium businesses. Good medical cover gives you a competitive edge and takes care of the people that take care of your business. Get a better plan to build a better business. Call Beacon or log on to beacon.co.tt for more info today.
What if you had a choice? A choice of joining a line or a choice of making your purchases online? What would you choose? While you ponder on that, the National Lotteries Authority has provided another purchasing option. All their games are now available online. Yes, Grenadians! From wherever you are, purchase your favorite daily and jackpot type games using any electronic device. Register on the NLA's website at www.nla.gd. Top up your account and enjoy online lottery gaming at your convenience. We're taking shopping comfort up, several notches. But the choice is yours. Join a line or buy online. NLA, make your dreams come true.
Yeah, right along live. Again, lots said here. Let me remind you guys that this program is brought to you with kind compliments of ride.gd. Yeah, ride.gd. Guys, you've been seeing it, right? You guys saw it? You guys saw the new tuk-tuks around town, all over the place? Everybody is hip to the tuk-tuk, guys. This is our mode of transportation, and it will get more popular. You'll start seeing more and more on the street. Now, we want to invite you to get out this weekend, right? So you want to go out, you want to hang out, you want to party, you want to drink, but you don't want to drive, because you don't want to drink and drive, right? Not a good combination. Now, we could provide the tuk-tuk, we could provide the transportation, and you get your friends, come out and have a good time. So you could book a tuk-tuk. Yeah, you could book a tuk-tuk, book a tuk-tuk. And say, listen, I want to go out this weekend, and I want 2 tuk-tuks. I have a whole heap of friends. We provide the drinks. Yeah, we provide drinks and things, you can get champagne inside it too, but you get complimentary rum punch. So you can book a tuk-tuk by calling 473-422-1011. That's 473-422-1011. Call now, right? Call now. Guys, better than that now. Listen this. We have now a new and innovative way to enjoy yourself. This is the donut boat. The donut boat. Introducing the donut boat. If you never heard about it before, this is the donut boat, guys. What is the donut boat? You guys didn't hear about the donut boat? This is the donut boat. It's shaped like a donut. You can't eat it though, but it's shaped like a donut. And you get your friends and them all have a party. We provide the drinks and thing, and you just come out and you have a nice party. You could go swimming and stuff. We go up along the coastline and you have a good time. 5, 6, 7, 8 friends, all you want to have some fun, book the entire donut boat and have a time. For more information on the donut boat, write this number down, guys. Let me say it slow. I don't want to say I'm speaking fast. If you want to book the donut boat for this week, next week, or any day of the week, call 473-422-1011. That's 473-422-1011. Let me put the number in the chat, guys. I don't want you to miss it. Say, I want to book the donut boat. And I heard Junior talking about it and Ride Along Live. So I want to book the donut boat. 473-422-1011. Book the donut boat. Don't go, you can't eat it, of course not, right? But book the donut boat. Okay. I was telling you guys about going out on the tongue. Well, the tuk-tuk is the way to go, right? Again, if you need more information, you call that number, 473-422-1011. And of course, not forgetting the island-wide beach hopping tour, beach tucking tour. Say it slowly, beach tucking tour, island-wide beach tucking tour. It starts in St. George and it goes to St. David, then St. Andrew, then St. Patrick, then St. Mark, then St. John, then back to St. George. It's a whole island-wide tour, right? But get this, guys. Every parish we stop at a beach. Every parish we reach, we stop at a beach. Every parish we stop at a beach. Isn't that amazing?
Wide. Feel the beat, feel the vibe. Amazing host leading the ride. Power to the people we shine.
It's the right beach tucking tour, and that's on the 22nd. So you guys could book right now. You can still call the number and book, or you could go online. You could call 473-422-1011 and say, I want to go tucking. Careful how you say it. I want to go tucking. Tucking. Make sure you say the right word. I want to go tucking on the 22nd. Limited space available. If you want to go tucking with us, you call 473-422-1011. That's the beach tucking tour.
Energy high, heart so bright. Tune in, feel the light.
Guys, and this is coming soon. This is coming. We promised it about a whole couple weeks ago. Well, it is officially and finally in on the island. So now you could go on the Grand Anse Beach and you could paddle on the water. Paddle on the water. Like, you know, you paddle on the sea. I mean, on the e-bike. Now you could paddle on the water. Only from Ride.
We belong. Energy high, heart so bright. Tune in, feel the light. Global love taking flight. Every ride is sheer delight.
Yeah, every ride is a sheer delight. Okay. Thanks again for watching, guys. Thanks for supporting and making us not only a platform that reaches, but a platform that brings people together on our many excursions and exciting tours. Big up to everyone at Ride, inside the kiosks, outside the kiosks, the drivers, the riders, everybody at Ride. Big up to all yourself. All right, guys, so listen. I want to thank again Kennedy Budhlall for coming on and chatting with us. Again, a lot to digest. You're going to see a lot of clips all over the place about this program probably for a lot of years. On the behalf of all of our production crew here at Ride Along Live, our senior executive producer, Lois JJ, we say thank you so much. Kibbs, Gail, how you guys doing? Thanks for being a part of the ride. Peace out and have a great night, everybody.
Ride Along Live, worldwide.
Feel the beat, feel the vibe.
Amazing host trading the ride. Power to the people we shine. Giving fans what they need. Caribbean spirit, let's succeed. Every show with a good deed. Together we plant the seed. Ride along, join the dance, let's sing the song. From island to island strong, with the host we belong. Energy high, heart so bright. Tune in, feel the light. Global love taking flight. Every ride is sheer delight. Making waves across the seas. Love and joy in the breeze. Ride along live if you please. Bringing hope with such ease. Ride along, join the dance, let's sing the song. From island to island strong, with the host we belong. Energy high, heart so bright. Tune in, feel the light. Global love taking flight. Every ride is sheer delight. Making waves across the seas. Love and joy in the breeze. Ride along live if you please. Bringing hope with such ease. Ride along, join the dance, let's sing the song. From island to island strong, with the host we belong.
Looking for the ultimate island experience? Hop on the Ride Tuk Tuk Rum Punch Tour and explore Grenada like never before. Feel the tropical breeze, sip on authentic Caribbean rum punch, and cruise through Grenada's stunning scenery in our unique and fun tuk-tuks. It's the perfect blend of adventure and island flavor. Book your unforgettable tour now at ride.gd or call 473-422-1011. Don't just see Grenada, experience it with Ride Tuk Tuk Rum Punch Tours today.
Hi, I'm Eddie, and I would like to welcome you to Face Off the Retail. I'm here at the Prickly Bay Marina, where Face Off will be held on December 21st. If you don't know, Face Off has been the premier masquerade party for almost 20 years. I would like to offer you an official invitation to join me and all Grenadians that have enjoyed Face Off over the years for a fun-filled event. There's nothing else like it. No one can duplicate it. Face Off the Return. Remember, you must wear black and you get your mask on entry. You can get tickets at Grenadian Optical, Headers Boutique, and Go to Fifth. I hope to see you at Face Off the Return on December 21st, and you must wear black.
Ride along life worldwide. Feel the beat, feel the vibe. Amazing host leading the ride. Power to the people, we shine. Giving fans what they need. Caribbean spirit, let's succeed. Every show with a good deed. Together we plant the seed. Ride along, join the dance, let's sing the song. From island to island strong, with the host, we belong. Energy high, heart so bright. Tune in, feel the light. Global love taking flight. Every ride a sheer delight. Making waves across the seas. Love and joy in the breeze. Ride along life if you please. Bringing hope with such ease. Ride along, join the dance, let's sing the song. From island to island strong, with the host, we belong. Energy high, heart so bright. Tune in, feel the light. Global love taking flight. Every ride is sheer delight. Making waves across the seas. Love and joy in the breeze. Ride along live if you please. Bringing hope with such ease. Ride along, join the dance, let's sing the song. From island to island strong, with the host, we belong.